All right, we're done. We are done with the harvest for 23, and now it's just time to try to put all our stuff away for the winter and clean stuff up and fix it. And so that's what we're gonna get to work on right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm the Oliver Man. Yeah, I literally just pulled in from finishing up, and it went really well. I'm surprised with the corn picking. I didn't have any issues other than when I got back in here with the tractor, this tire started to go flat all at once, and I took the little cap off and it started shooting liquid at me. That valve stem thing failed, so I had another one, so I flip-flopped it out and then re-aired up the tire. So I'm hoping that that doesn't go flat again. We're gonna have to take it off at some point and patch this rim. These have never been off since I was a kid, I don't think. I'm not exactly sure when he had the last set of tires put on it. I've got pictures of a tire guy putting some on, but that might have been the set before this, you know, so it might have had some when I was a teenager. I don't remember, but the tire shop came out and did them back then. They weren't that expensive to have them do it. But anyway, so that is going to be a future thing. We need to, this poor tractor needs a lot of work. We need to go through. I've got hydropower. We need to go through and do that because it does nothing. It has no, it's stuck in the one range by design, because the story was always, when I was growing up, we had it at the co-op to get that fixed. They couldn't figure it out. They sent it to another dealer down south, and then his wife died right at the time they had it, and he was over it and said, I don't want to do it. He shipped it back up here, and they said it's always in direct drive. Well, it's not really. It's kind of like an automatic transmission. It starts anyway by design. They start out in low. When they build enough pressure, they shift up to high. This one will do it all day long. Sometimes sometimes it'll stay in direct, sometimes it'll go down to under for a while and then pick up. So it's obviously got something wrong with it, but it's been that way for, you know, 20 years. So we're gonna have to do that. Also, I would like to paint it up better. It's pretty rough coat of cheapo farm store paint. This poor thing, I bet, has 4 layers of paint on it at least, because it used to be in the corn picker and it would get caught on fire every so often and they'd have to take it out and repaint it. Mounted corn pickers were rough on stuff, and the stalks and trash would get in here, particularly on the manifold side, and start a fire. And Grandpa finally said he learned the trick to avoid this problem of torching these tractors. And that was, see, your instinct when you see fire is to stop. And he said, that's a mistake. He said, the thing you need to do is keep driving. Because he said, if you keep driving, a lot of times it will fall out. Whatever's burning will drop out to the ground, and then you get away from it. And then you can get off and deal with the fire, you know. But if you just stop where you are, the fire will get so bad that it'll burn it, it won't run anymore, and then the whole thing will torch up and you'll have a pile of scrap iron. But he did manage to not, I mean, they never got burnt to where they weren't fixable, but they have gotten burnt in wiring harnesses and paint jobs and stuff. The 77 was the same way. It got burnt one time so bad in the picker that it wouldn't run, and they had to come out and do whatever. But whatever, those are things that we can address. But the biggest thing with this whole thing is it needs, it just needs a lot of stuff. The hydropower is the big thing. The 3-point the other day when we were messing with it, something has come loose and now it won't do its thing. So I'm gonna have to figure out what happened with that. And then, I don't know, it's got a lot of leaks that need addressed, and we just need to make it more better over time. I just haven't had time. I mean, it's, until it totally quits running, I guess, you know, whatever. It needs axle seal. It needs a lot. So we need to give it some love at some point. The old picker just needs cleaned up now and put away. We never did get this tire. Maybe next year, you know. But we'll get the rest of these ears pulled out of places, and we got to put the wagon away. We got a wagon of shelled corn to get rid of. Probably, I might just go ahead and auger it in the bin. The auger's still out. It wouldn't be that hard to set it up, but I don't know. We'll see. Just a lot of little things now to get taken care of before the weather gets really bad. It's supposed to get a lot colder in the next couple days. Maybe I can get this corn. Come on out of here, corn. There we are. All right, so if we get all our stuff done like this, my next big thing I'd like to do is get that sheller on that feed grinder figured out, because I would like to grind some of this ear corn, but I'd also like to try that sheller out just to see how it works, and I haven't gotten that done yet, but that's our plan as such. I don't know what's really going to be in this video per se, because you don't need to watch a guy just backing stuff in the shed, but I will share with you this footage I just shot a minute ago. Black Friday deals, man. I'm not really a shopper, but I got to show you what I found. I also got those jumper cables that you saw in the 7300 combine video. But anyway, take a look at this stuff that I got. So I'm not much into Black Friday shopping, but I am going to share this with you. Those Orscheln farm stores got bought out and became, like, what is it called, Boomgars or something like that, and I had never been back since that had happened. And it just so happened that on Black Friday had a ball game in a town that had one of these stores, so I went over there, and they had deals like I have never seen. You know, usually in November every year there's good deals on power tools, a lot of times at the Home Depot, and I'll get them. And the reason you do it is because, like the other day, I was thinking, boy, I wish I had more batteries. Well, a couple batteries, they want like $300 for through the whole year, like $160 a battery or something. So a lot of times in November, you can buy a whole tool kit with a battery, and then basically you get the tool free, or you get the battery free, however you want to look at it, because, you know, it's so cheap and marked down. Well, the other day, like I said, I almost bought a couple batteries because I was short. And I also got to looking at my drill when we were using it on that wire wheel and stuff, and it's getting pretty worn. And so anyway, I walked in there, and they had this set, which has another 1/4-inch impact, which I love. I use them all the time. And then this hammer drill, which is a little bit beefier than the one I have. And my old one was a cordless hammer drill. But anyway, they had these two things with 2 batteries and the charger in a little bag, and it said today's price only, 50% off, and it didn't have a price on it. So when I got up there, I said, you know, what is the deal? $200 for this deal. I mean, that's less than the price of the batteries, and you get the 2 tools and stuff. So definitely, if you're looking to buy cordless tools, November is the time. And I couldn't believe how good a sale there was. There was other stuff there. I could have bought a whole table load of stuff, I guess, if I had been motivated. But I thought $200 is a heck of a steal for this, because, you know, that's cheaper than the price of 2 batteries. So I'm sure we will test these out over time and see how well they hold up, but I don't have any doubts. I mean, I've had one of these for years. I've had several of them, actually. I had an 18-volt one, and then I have a 20-volt one, which is probably the identical same tool as this. I'm not sure, but I really like them. I might go grab it and we'll see if it's the same number. Yep, a DCF 887. So mine is getting pretty used, and now I got this one, so that's good. I find it's handy to have 2 of them, because sometimes you need both for different things you're doing, you know. And that's the way I did when I did the roofing on the buildings. I had one set up with a bit for the screws, and I had another one set up with a socket bit, I think, for something, and it worked easier that way. So pretty sweet deal. And I don't know if you can still get it, maybe in other places, but this is definitely, I think, a value. All right. We've got wagons to get out of the way and auger to back out of the way. Corn to pick up that we spilled. Mostly fines. But there is a good pile there. That what happened when I was cleaning out one of the wagons, I had the door open too far. When I shook it, a big slug came through and jumped out the edge. But the rest of that is mainly just the fine stuff that found its way through that hole. Wagons. This wagon is the one that needs, I bought that running gear on the auction and I want to swap it out. This box is really too big for this gear, and this gear and box both need attention. The runners are pretty well junk on this box. And then this gear is a John Deere gear that my grandpa bought new when he bought that 2020, and I want to fix it up and maybe put a flatbed on it or something. I don't know, but at any rate, it needs to come out from under this wagon because it's going to get destroyed. So I want to keep it in front is what I'm saying, so we can maybe get to that if we get motivated. So of course they're exactly out of order now, but we'll come up with something. The 500 is behind me. I might be able to sneak it out and use it, or I can just manhandle it and play horsey, which is probably what I'll do. Wagons aren't that heavy. They're on wheels. Can't believe people go to the gym. I work so hard anyway, and then I'm still huge. I don't get it. Those are out of the way. These are in the way. What are you doing? Watching me? Huh? They're about like children. They come close enough, but they fear you enough that they stay back. That's the way it should be. Now we'll get this poor feller unhooked. It needs attention too. Got a steering box leaking. We got, I think that water pump started leaking the other day. Maybe it was a fluke. But it has things that it needs. But hey, it's not in the scrapyard, see? Murr. Murr. What a sweetheart. 1800A. With the shield on. Not at all. Then I will always think of them when I hook up the auger. All right. So my eventual plan, this auger is probably going to be my loadout auger at some point, whenever that other one finally gives up the ghost. This old thing don't look like much. I got a rebuilt gearbox. I just got to put it back together. My plan with it is to somehow get it over to Dad's. I don't know how it'll pull down the road, but if I can get it over there, he's got a little feed bin, and it would be perfect to just live right there in one spot and never move, and then auger into his little feed bin, because he always takes corn as part of his rent every year. And so that's what my plan has been with this. I just never got back to it. I got to get different wheels. It's got wheels off of some of my other stuff because I had to pull it over here from where I got it. But she's a rusty piece and don't look like much, but I think it would definitely do that job just fine. So that's in the works at some point. The gearbox is actually on it. It's spun around and it's hanging underneath, but it'll slide up here, and so we'll worry about that one day. I'm gonna take this tractor up and air up that tire. Come on out of here. Oh, we got stuff in the way. As long as it's parked out here, I don't have to let the fence down to get to it. So we'll get to this at some point. We got to get that earcorn wagon under the shed somewhere. Next thing we're gonna do is shut this fan off and close the lid up on the bin, because I'm over it. That'll take care of that. Then I need to weed eat around this bin one day, or spray or something, because this stupid vine is taking over here too. All right, my favorite part, up. Okay. Yeah, boo. Boy, I wish I had filmed the cold start of this thing, because it fired right up. I mean, it cranked over about 3 or 4 times and just lit right off. So it's a cute little feller. We need to get back to making it more better one of these days. Yeah, moo. You should have plenty hay. I just did it yesterday. How will this come loose? I don't know. Very good, probably. Whoa! Oh, that wasn't what I intended. I don't know why I thought different. Okay. Sorry. What I'm saying. You know what I mean. That works good. So the 24-hour plan is just get the grain under the shed, and we'll have to deal with the rest of this later, because it's running out of daylight and I'm running out of steam. And yeah, it's gonna rain tomorrow, 70% chance. So we're gonna have to get the stuff that'll go bad out of the weather. We can fool with the rest of it. I don't like for stuff to get wet, but that ship has sailed pretty well in my life. Stuff sits outside sometimes. About the only thing else we can do tonight is to open up all these doors on this thing. Let all that trash out of there. Hopefully that will keep it nice. The perforated doors are nice because they don't hold trash, and that's probably why this one isn't rotted out. Come on. Come on. That one's a little stiff. There. Auger door. Can I crawl in there and get it without taking the sheet metal open? Probably not. Yep. Like I said, I understand now why you always see the sheet metal missing right here, because this is kind of a problem. Ooh, that's gonna have to have attention too, because that door is about rotted through. But we'll get it. We'll get the vac out here one day and suck up all this loose corn. But it didn't really accumulate too much trash. Usually they always accumulate full under here, but this one didn't. Just a tiny little pile. I know we didn't do that much with it, but that's still pretty good. Oh, then we need to do our door that we put in. And on my grain head on that other one, I actually put doors under each end of the auger because it would rot out there too. But yeah, I got this load. And we didn't bring appropriate tools, as always. We're always just trying to make do with what we got in our hand. Of course. There we go. We'll get it here in a minute. Come on. Jump off of there. There's one. Come on. Oh, right in the face. Oh, that's what you want. Alright. But you can see, maybe, I probably ruined at least one of those. Maybe not. But you can see why these rot out, because if you didn't have that door there, this would all be sitting there all winter long. And now, we can make it go away, see? And then in theory, it will still be that nice next year when we want to use it. What I'll do is get this thing started one day, and I will run it again with all the doors open and get that cleaned off, and then go around vacuuming stuff. It's a lot of work to clean one up once you've used it. So that's the unfortunate part of playtime, is now there's a lot of cleaning to do. But anyway, I was very impressed with its performance. And I think that we got us something. So maybe this wasn't a very interesting video, but stuff that has to be done after you have combined some grain, or harvested something. There's always something to clean up or work on. So yeah, as always, if you like the video, give them a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, helps me out. Leave a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me you hate me. Several people are doing a great job at that lately, so keep that up. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.